Okay guys, so great stop moments, and two things happened to me just recently. Actually, it was yesterday. Two women texted me. They were going through a major emotional trauma. Yes, dealing with a guy, and definitely the guy was the bad guy. And so it was emotional. One was the event had happened a long time ago. One was the girl just found out what had happened. And so they're just caught up in what's going on now, what needs to happen, and how do I find healing. They're not really asking the question. They just want comfort, maybe even a little revenge, but more just to get on with life as they know it before the hurt, which has to happen with healing. So I know some of this is kind of basic, but so here's kind of how there's an emotional scale in life. Okay, and down at the bottom is utterly suicidal depressed. Okay, you're in a depression, nothing matters, it's all going to hell in a handbasket, and maybe I need a bottle of Jack Daniels and a gun in my head. Okay, and at the top of the scale is utter bliss. It's like orgasms and like the whole first kiss, everything is just high as a kite, and life could not be better in life. Now, I want to tell you that the purpose in life is to always be raising yourself up that emotional scale. And yes, life is going to have its trials, it's going to knock you down, but you keep moving up. Okay? And so one of the things that we need to analyze in our life is if someone is down here in emotional, I got a gun to my head and I'm drinking my whiskey to get myself to do it, you're not going to talk them into saying, no, you should have bliss. Okay, that's too far of a jump. Okay, so maybe we should, like a couple of steps over is angry, being angry. So one of the things you could talk to them, or you yourself need to go through, is anger. What are you angry at? And then you get yourself angry. He did this, he did that, and I just want to beat him up, and he's wrong for this reason, and this reason, and this reason. And not that we want you to camp out in anger, okay? But anger is a lot better than having a gun to your head, okay? But, so, a lot of people will say, oh no, you should never be angry. No, angry is inappropriate. Well, so then they're just packing on some shame to the person and moving them back down to depressed with a gun in their head, okay? You don't want them to camp out at angry and be angry all the time. That's not what you want. But once you're angry, then you can move up to some more analyzing, like, okay, what attributing factors, what other factors might have happened. Okay, so this person did this, but what was the financial statements around? What was the friendships that were around? What was the government doing? I don't know, whatever, other alternatives were impacting it. And if you just recognize, okay, all these other things were happening, the emotions are not so much angry, and it's far from forgiving at that point. But you're moving up and you're saying, okay, there at least it wasn't pure evil that this thing happened. And then you can go to, at what point in time what have I done or didn't do that contributed to this thing happen? And there's some relationships I'll share that, like, I retreated from. And because I retreated from, they fizzled out. And yes, maybe that other person did some things that were inappropriate, but I have to own my thing that I retreated. Or maybe it was someone who ignored or was domineering every little aspect of the other person's life. Okay, all these things can ruin relationships, can ruin business partnerships, businesses, all kinds of different things. So what we're doing here is we're going up and owning our own life situations, and we're moving up the emotional scale. There's been a lot of things that have really hurt me, wounded me. People have said things to me. People have done things to me that like 10 years, 30 years later, I'm still carrying it. And I'm like, wow, what is this all about? Hold on just a second here. So what do we need to move? Is we need to go past that, and then we can find a little peace and contentment. And peace and contentment is a whole lot better than anger. That's what we're getting for. But we don't want to stop at peace and contentment. We don't want to sit around and meditate. Ooh, that won't get us anywhere in life. And yes, we do want to feel good. We want to move up the bliss. Up to bliss. We want to move to how can I feel good? And so, like, all of life is a gradual progression of getting better and feeling better and better and better about ourselves. And see, the idea is that when we're up here in the top 3%, we have a whole lot more to give out. Okay, when we're depressed and angry with a gun at our head, we have nothing to give. We're incredibly self-focused. Okay, so when we're self-focused, we're not really any use to life. What we need to do is get angry. That way we're actually putting some of that stuff out there, getting that out there, okay, which is a lot better than having it internalized and I'm worthless and there's no reason for me to be. Okay? But once you're feeling good, then you can look to, I am blessed, I'm awesome, I am like feeling great, I'm on top of the world, pleasure. I mean, there's so many definitions of what feeling really, really good is. For me, I always say I am blessed. I am blessed. I live a blessed life. And what I mean when I say that is I'm just going about my normal day-to-day life. And things pop into my world that are just amazing, incredible, that just bless my socks off. Someone will give me a huge tip. Or, you know, I'll just be driving down a road that's normally got lots of traffic and cars will part, all the lights will be green. I'll be like, wow, I am so blessed. Or someone will come up and say the nicest compliment to me. And I'm like, wow. Or that was such a good conversation that I had with this person. And I'm feeling blessed. I'm feeling empowered. And so, you know, those are things that happen when you're at the top third. Okay? And so, yes, we're going to have relationship breakdowns. We're going to have incredible problems in our lives. But guys, know that there's a scale and you can keep climbing that. Okay? For you two girls, I just pray that the Lord will bring you comfort and a little guidance and help you to come to terms with what's going on. Because there is wholeness available and there is healing. And healing is going to be part of the process. Okay? When you can understand that there was outside factors, when you bring into things that, okay, I was a contributing factor for this person, not that I'm taking responsibility for it, but just owning that, okay, I can admit that I did make some choices that could have pushed him that way. It was still their fault. They were the ones that needed to cheat, or they were needed to abuse someone, or they were needed to inflict damage, or, you know, all the number of different things that we can do They could be the ones that choose to commit adultery or leave someone or say harsh words. Okay, all those things. That is still their responsibility and their fault. But you can at least claim that you did some things wrong. And by owning that, that is healing. It is freeing up. And it does bring some peace to your heart. And on up the scale, you are going to find some things that, okay, I need to bring peace to this. I can't be weighed under guilt and shame when I feel this, when I've felt healed. It's not all them. So there's a whole lot of teaching I could do on this. My brain's just like, okay, I got to do this here. Maybe sometime I'll do a little course on this and share about what the little stages are, some examples of growing up on those scales. But I just wanted to whip this out, and I hope that you were able to take this and enjoy yourself. So I hope you appreciate it, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.